Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. I'm your host, Ria Stark, and today we're going to be talking about content enrichment for your library catalog. In other words, how rich is your catalog? Now, before we begin, I have my usual housekeeping reminders, which is that first, we are recording. So if you would like to watch this again or share this with a colleague later, the replay will be available tomorrow at tlcdelivers.com/webinars. That's on your screen now, and we'll share it again at the end. The second is that if you are joining us live today, you have the opportunity to ask our panelists questions. So if you think of anything, please add that to the Q&A widget at the bottom of your screen, and we will answer those at the end of the session. So now joining me today is Edward Bell, one of our newest team members here at TLC. This is his first webinar, so please give him a warm welcome. And joining us also is Ashley Chassé, who is our product marketing manager and a bit of a regular here on the series on occasion. So thank you both for joining us today. What are we going to be talking about?
Thanks, Ria. So again, good to meet everybody. Thanks for taking time out of your busy days to attend our weekly Wednesday webinar series. Today, we'll be covering a little bit of synthetics and capabilities that will be providing a more engaging and informative environment that will enrich the user experience for your patrons. Some of the key points we'll be talking about: enrichment services and partnerships, new integration options found from Synthetics Unbound, how to interact with enriched content in LS2 cataloging. We'll explore some out-of-the-box options that are available to TLC customers, and we'll learn about TLC partners and enrichments.
So to kick us off, we want to know what everyone is currently looks like for their catalog. So let me launch this poll. You'll see that on your screen in just a moment. And we're wondering, which enrichment services do you use currently? If you know, are you getting cover images, professional reviews, recommendations or read-alikes, any sort of shareable lists, maybe related content like author information, or if you're pulling info from teaching books, something related to the book series? Do you have something else? Or I'm not sure. I don't know what we're getting. All answers are accepted, and check all that apply if you can, please. So we'll leave that up for just a moment. So far, everyone who's responded says, yeah, we've got cover images and reviews, recommendations. A few aren't sure. That's okay. We're going to go over all of them. All right, I'll go ahead and end that poll and pass it over to you, Ash.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ria. So we're going to talk a little bit first about our Synthetics Unbound content enrichment. Anybody who has really nice cover images or recognize some of this layout, this is Synthetics Unbound content enrichment that we provide in LS2 Pack. I like to think of Synthetics content enrichment as both perfect for library borrowers, but also great as sort of a read-alike or reader's advisory tool. When I was in libraries, I used it all the time because I don't always remember every series in a book, or every title in a series. So it was very useful in that regard. We have all sorts of synthetics enrichments added to a title in LS2 Pack, including professional reviews and engaging cover images, author bios, and we have some new enrichments that we will be showing in a minute. So we're going to start with just those basic, the basics here, and that'll be and the cover image. And when we go to that related tab, and first, before I do anything, I'll show you here the summary information. That is actually coming from Synthetics as well. So that is automatically populated. You don't have to worry about anything there. It's a nice summary information. We go to that related tab, we'll see that familiar look and feel. If you've got Synthetics Unbound, you'll see those nice, you may also likes. You'll see different recommended authors. If we were to click more recommendations, you'll see both of those, but you'll also see similar titles by author. and nice big tagged items. I love the Bad Seed series. It's one of my son's favorites. So if I wanted to go get this from my library and I check availability, oh, we are probably the ones who have it checked out. So I can place a hold, do all that fun stuff, but you can see how easy it is to use Syndetics enriched content, not only to learn more about the title, but to explore more about explore more titles related to what you're looking for. You won't just get that enhancement, that enrichment in LS2 Pack. You also have the opportunity to see that content in LS2 cataloging. Pete the Cat's another favorite in our house. And if I'm editing an item or I want to get more information to put into my title record, I can click that enhanced content view and I'm going to see all that lovely enrichment just like I did before. I'm going to see a summary, see those editorial reviews, see the tags, browse more tags, learn all about the book, get those see alsos and read alikes. It's a great tool for our catalogers in the room who really like to get more data and more information as they're building out or enriching their title records. Oh no! You didn't see anything.
I've heard from a lot of customers that they want to create lists of titles that they can share across their libraries. Is there a way to do that within Synthetics?
There is now. So Syndetics recently released an entire suite of tools called Librarian Recommends. These are tools that live outside of Syndetics admin so that anybody in the library, any staff member in the library who's given an account can create shareable lists. This is free. This is not something you have to pay for from Syndetics or on the TLC side. It's an easy implementation. You click a button and it turns on. Lists are created by library staff, or you can have also show lists from outside of your library. So lists that are from other libraries or just lists from Syndetics themselves. These lists can be shared easily across different libraries, and they'll display on a title record in LS2 Pack. And so what does that look like? We're going to go back to my favorite Pete the Cat. And go back to the related, and you may have seen a little peek of it as I was going through. We go back to that related content. You're going to notice something called Librarian Recommends Lists. If you don't have this enabled by TLC support, it won't show. If you do, and there's a related list that you've created, you're going to see that show up in our related view. If you click on it, any titles that have been added by a staff member are on this list. You can see who created it, so Mrs. Howard. And you can see that I'm in a unique view. This is a little different than what your patron would see because I am logged into my personal library recommends account, which means that I clicked on that link. I can check availability of a title, just like we did before. I can reorder these. I can even open the entire system or the entire service in an external window. That's how you would normally get to your librarian recommends. This may seem like a lot, and we can certainly talk. We can certainly, if you reach out to your sales consultant or your sales rep or anyone in sales, we can definitely give you a little bit more of an in-depth overview into librarian recommends. It's a very powerful tool. The best part of it, the part that everybody's been talking about who's been using it, is the ability not only to add book titles, but to also add websites, links to podcasts, links to videos that you can add directly to a list. You can also easily share these lists via a link or Facebook or X now. You can manage your lists. And because we are in a district with multiple for example, multiple staff members across different buildings, I can also see that this is Mrs. Howard, but this is Mr. Abdul's AP American History. Not in the same building, for example, in a school, maybe not even in the same library in a consortium, but I can easily see all the lists created by my library staff. This is a very general overview of librarian recommends. Okay.
Another quick question, Ash. Is there a way in library or school environment that you can make sure patrons only see recommendations from their library or their school instead of the whole system or district?
Yeah, there is another new offering. Again, all of this is free if you are a Syndetics Unbound customer already. If you're not an Unbound customer, let us just reach out to sales and we will get some information for you on that. But for Syndetics Unbound customers, there is a new option called indexing of holdings or consortia indexing of holdings. That's an optional integration. No, like I said, no cost. All of the title recommendations, for example, what you see here with Pete the Cat, all of those title recommendations are limited to only what exists at your library, your holdings. So it's based on a PAX config. If you have one library set for your PAC config, just those recommended titles will show up. If you have 3 or 4, say you're a school district with elementary schools, they're all listed, just the holdings from those 3 schools will show up in recommended content. This alleviates some of that, I don't have that book, or that book doesn't align with Pete the Cat. Like, maybe I don't have the Splat the Cat books in my library. I don't want them to show up here because I don't want my kiddos thinking they can easily check that out. Excuse me. This is done, the process itself can take a little while to get started. It's from the back end, it's just a little bit involved, but once you do it once, it just works. It's really fun. It's not something that I can easily show, unfortunately, but again, imagine you're looking at the recommended content or the related content, and you know you don't have any of the pigeon books, you don't have Splat the Cat, but to your kids, they look like, oh, so we have to Splat the Cat, but you can't get it for them. Those kinds of scenarios, or just to keep the titles age appropriate or collection appropriate. Pardon me.
So enrichment services there. Do we partner with any other enrichment services that can be of benefit?
Absolutely. So additional partners that we have include Novelist. So if you're not a Syndetics customer and you use Novelist, we also have that integration that's exactly like Syndetics, where it shows up on that related tab. And with the new look of Novelist, which I think is very stunning and very, very cool, you can see all of that enriched content, the really pretty similar titles, the similar authors. We also have, by the way, this book is hilarious. I highly recommend if you haven't read it. We also have an enrichment direct, I'm so sorry. We also have a new partnership with Teaching Books. Teaching Books is an award-winning reading service that provides a lot of great content for students and kids it's a external service, I should say, that you leave the pack, you click on the link logo, you leave the pack, and you go to the Teaching Books resources, and there are all sorts of beautiful resources that I want to show you real quick. Oh. You can see here, there's the Teaching Books logo. When a book in the pack has associated Teaching Books record on the website, they'll automatically be, you'll see that logo automatically show up. If there is no Teaching Books resource associated with it, it won't show up. You click it, you're brought into this really nice service that is subscription based. So if you need more information, again, You can reach out and we'll get you some information on how to contact Teaching Books. But you can see here we have all kinds of great resources. One of one of my favorite examples is Hidden Figures. Because this also shows that there's 24 resources, lots of awards, and then there's a video book recording, which is really fun to watch. I believe this is the one there. We have an astronaut from the International Space Station reading the book. Those are just two examples of our current partnerships, and we're always looking to reach out and have bring in more partners. So if you have any suggested partners that you would like to see TLC bring in some content enrichment, reach out, use LS Ideas, let us know.
They're all great standard enrichments. What else do we have that we can show?
Okay. Seamless integrations. Throughout what we've shown throughout the webinar, as we've looked at the different the different enrichments we have, a lot of our enrichments are also seamless. It looks completely natural. It doesn't look like it's a third party at all. We've got borrower ratings alongside our teaching books. For example, when we click and look for borrower reviews, we see that one of our patrons has submitted a review. It was me, and put our rating, put a star rating, and put a great little, just a little review. And again, reviews can be either automatically created or automatically approved, or you can pend the approval and approve it later. But again, you're looking at this and you think nothing of it. It looks exactly like every other enrichment in the pack. The same goes for right alongside with your location and availability. And with your title information, all enrichments that are built by TLC, you have book summaries that are coming from Syndetics, so that you're not worrying about writing those big long book summaries.
All right, that's my cue to hop back in and launch another poll for everybody. So now that we've shown you kind of a little tidbits of all the ones that we offer, which one's your favorite? So let me go ahead and launch this poll that'll appear on your screen momentarily. Which of these services are you most interested in? These could be the ones that maybe you haven't seen these before and something really caught your eye, or you've been using a lot of these for a while and you know where your patrons go to, what they click on the most. So is it the Syndetics Unbound enriched content? Is it some of the librarian recommends items that they showed, or the indexing of holdings, both brand new, teaching books, or maybe some novelist enriched content? So we will leave that up for just a moment. And as you've been chatting, a few questions have come in. We will jump to that next. So I'll leave this running for just a moment. But if you have any questions, please add those to the Q&A panel and we will start addressing those momentarily. All right, on the results, it looks like about 50% are saying, it shifted a little bit. Novelist and rich content is taking the lead right now, followed by Syndetics, and then a couple of our other services. So let me go ahead and end that poll. And the first question that's come in, let's see. Sorry, too many tabs. Ash, I feel your pain with getting the tickle in the throat right as soon as you're presenting. All right, so would staff use that librarian recommends to create genre lists, like New York Times bestsellers, for instance?
You can absolutely do that. You can create lists of anything that you want. So if you wanted to create a list of titles that are genre lists or genreified with your genreified collection, or put in those New York Times bestsellers, you absolutely can. Another fun trick that I learned when playing with the librarian recommends is from your LS2 pack saved searches or saved lists that you use on your carousels, you can grab the RSS feed and feed it into librarian recommends when you're creating a list, and it will automatically populate that list with your existing LS2 pack lists already. So this is a really fun way to have them both, have them on the title record, share them out in a newsletter, or have them displayed in the carousel on the landing page.
Thanks, Ash. Another question, this one came in before you shared the last content, so this might be a little bit of a repeat, but what if we don't have syndetics? Are there other built-in enhancements? So how can someone get a rich catalog if they don't have some of these third-party partnerships?
Absolutely. So your Mark or your LS2 cataloging is a great way to add a lot of metadata to help with search and discoverability. But we also have those user reviews. We have summaries. All of those cover images are still available. So we have a lot of those already built in, created by TLC parts of our pack that do make the experience just as good.
Thanks, Ash. I'll give it just a moment. I'm going to launch another poll. This is the one we do at the end of every webinar on whether you would like more information. So if there were some of those ones that excited you and you want more info, hit that yes, please contact me and we will be in touch. We'll keep going through the questions. So I'm going to leave that up on the screen while you think about if you want yes or no on that. All right, this next one that came in, Ash, when you're talking about reviews, is there a naughty word list? So if patrons are creating their own reviews, how can we control that?
Oh, most definitely. We have a naughty words list. It's located in LS2 admin. It's pre-populated. I'm not going to show y'all what it looks like, but you can imagine there's a lot of words on there that are automatically blocked from even being added to the pack, say for a tag or for a review. So yeah, that is apps, and it's one where you have control to remove and add any words that you like. So long list.
Yeah, that's a good one. Keep that catalog clean as much as you can. All right. I'm not seeing any other questions coming in so far. That might be it. Go ahead and end the poll while I have a moment. Click back. Yep, I'm not seeing anything else. So Ed, Ash, any final words you would like to share before we jump to our last slide?
I always encourage everyone to check out other TLC customer packs, see what they got going on, see any enrichments that you're interested in. Say you don't have Synthetics Unbound and you want to learn a little bit more, we can definitely get you some more information. Novelists, the same thing. Teaching books, the same. And if you do have any suggestions for new enrichments that you would like to see, and you haven't already, if you go to LS Community and go to LS Ideas, you'll be able to submit those. I highly recommend it. So that's all I have.
Thanks, Ria. And for me, just to reiterate, this has been a very high level view. There's so much more to go into. If any of you are interested in getting some more information, reach out to us. We'll get you connected with the right sales rep or the right product expert to get you taken care of.
Awesome. Thank you both. And again, this is recorded. So if you want to share that with your colleagues, let them know what your pack could be if it's not already. Share this video with them starting tomorrow at tlcdelivers.com/webinars. We also have a few more webinars coming up for this summer. So that's also the same link you can go to sign up for future webinars. So thank you everybody for spending a little bit of your time this afternoon with us. Ash, Ed, thank you so much for joining for Webinar Wednesday, and we'll see you all on the next one.